This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Maray nabanggi sa Indugubos, maupay nga gabi, hayo nga tanan, mga kasimanwa ko, mga kasangkayan ko, mga kauturan ko. Buenas noches, maradyaw nga gabi sa Ijuhurut. And of course, let's not forget, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Maayong gabi, magandang gabi sa buong Pilipinas, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, pati po sa ating teritoryo sa Sabah. Ako po si Eric Espina at ito po ang inyong nag-iisang at pinakamamahal na republika. Sa gabing ito po ay tututukan natin ang isang issue at usapin na hanggang ngayon ay hindi pa rin nakakahanap ng kaliwanagan o pagpapaliwanag dahil napakaraming mga katanungan ang nakabinbin pa rin. Bagamat marami ng tao ang nag-iba na ng kabanata sa kanilang pananaw o sa kanilang pagbabasa sa pag-inog ng mundo ng ating Pilipinas. Subalit may mga natitira pa rin na ibig isulong itong ganitong usapin dahil may kinalaman po ito sa kinabukasan natin, lalo na sa 2016. Dahil 6 na taon pong bubunuin ng buong Pilipinas kung sino man ang ating pipiliin o kung talagang pinili ba natin. Itong aking magiging panauhin ay kailangan bibigyan ko ng pagpupugay ang isang kasama natin, si Ginoong Harry Tambuatco, dahil siya po ang unang nagdala dito sa GNN nitong aking panauhin. Siya po ang wika nga ibinigay ang buong programa niya para madinig ng sambayanan ng buong Pilipinas ang kanyang mga pahiwatig at kanyang mga pananaw bilang sa isang talagang pinaghandaan niya, wika nga. Ngayon naman ay papagsalitain naman natin siya dun sa kanyang naipresenta. Ikinagagala ko po, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Leo Quirobin. Siya po ay kasamahan natin sa PCAB, PCS Information and Computing Accreditation Board. At syempre, nasa Croma, siya po ay presidente ng PCS Foundation. Good evening, Leo.
Good evening.
Yes.
Magarabi.
Yes, very nice. Okay, how did you and Harry get together? Nagkasama kayo because of Boys Icon?
Yes, I was invited by Boys Icon as a resource speaker, a resource person, to talk about the deficiencies of the Smartmatic PCOS.
Okay, but your background is really computers?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I've been with SGB for IAT.
Okay.
So from the get-go, I was really into IT management and all that, yes.
Okay, and your sense, or sense of outcry, if I might use that, started from 2010, 2013. When did you start seeing red flags?
Well, in 2008, we were actually one of the vendors in the ARM election.
Okay.
In 2008, COMELEC wanted to experiment on the
Yes.
two types of technologies in the Philippines, the DRE and the OMR, the Direct Recording Electronic and the OMR.
Okay.
In the 2008 elections, COMELEC chose Smartmatic to do the DRE, and they assigned Maguindanao to it. And then you had the 5 other ARM provinces assigned to use the OMR.
Okay.
There was an incident in Wao, Lanao del Sur.
Okay.
This was after the polls have closed already. So we were doing the OMR and we were implementing a CCOS.
2008 pa
That's
ito, no?
2008.
Okay, go ahead.
This was a central count optical system, which meant was the ballot were taken from the polling precincts to a central counting area.
Okay. Is that contiguous?
Yes.
Contiguous, okay.
And then what happened was that there were 6 precincts in Bumbaran
Okay.
that showed 203. So when we printed the election results,
Okay.
it showed 203 total voters,
Oh.
which meant that it had 100% voting,
Yes.
200, which, well, some people are saying it's questionable, no?
Oo.
But that's beside the point.
But in Mindanao, that really happens.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the 3 BEIs.
Okay.
We were given already a
Board of Election
memorandum-
Inspectors, yes.
We were given a memorandum by COMELEC about 2 months before that to make sure that the maximum number of voters is 203 to account for the Board of Election Inspectors. No? So we sent our municipal, we sent our election results to the municipal canvassing server, which was manned by Smartmatic.
Okay.
Apparently, Smartmatic did not read the memo, or they made a mistake in the programming. They did not include the three BEIs.
Okay.
So what happened was that when they printed the municipal results, since 203, it exceeded the maximum of 200,
Okay.
na-set aside yung
Yung
data.
tatlo.
Na-set aside yung data. So, in the 6 precincts,
Okay.
ang lumabas 0.
So you mean to say, pag lumalampas doon sa 200, sineset aside yung resulta?
Sinaset aside yung resulta. Pag print ng municipal results,
0.
0. Doon sa 6 na presinto.
Okay.
So sabi namin, because I was in Zamboanga Command Center that time, I had the staff in WAO, I told them, look, you only have about 3 precincts that made this mistake.
Okay.
Don't make any changes because that's against the law.
Yes.
Let's do that in Manila.
Yes.
But apparently, the Smartmatic technician and the COMELEC technician they panicked.
Yes.
So they called up COMELEC headquarters and Smartmatic, and they actually accessed. From Manila, they accessed the transmission servers, the consolidation servers in WAO, Lanao del Sur.
Okay. And
And they were able to change. They were able to unbar, they were able to release the data. So they reprinted the municipal results, and then lumabas yung 203 na totals.
okay.
For me, whether they made modifications or not, that's very dangerous.
Okay.
Can you imagine a foreign vendor being able to access any server in the country?
Okay.
So my question number 1 is that,
Pwede
why-
gawin yun, ha? From Manila pala,
Yes,
pwede.
they were able to access that.
Okay.
And they admitted that. COMELEC admitted it, Smartmatic admitted it. We wrote letters to Chairman Melo, who was the COMELEC chair at that time.
Okay.
We wrote a letter to Executive Director JT Jun Tolentino. It was basically ignored.
I will ask you, Leo, ganito naman ang tanong ko. Sasabihin nila, COMELEC was involved, although it was a foreign-owned company, blah, blah, blah. COMELEC gave the approval, gave the green light. Sagot.
Ang sagot ko din, during election day, you should not change any data. I'm looking at it from an IT perspective.
Let it run, you mean to say?
Let it run.
So
And
that
then make-
makita yung mga defekto?
Para makita yung defects, you can have a proper audit trail of what
Okay.
happened and then make corrections later on.
Okay.
So you can say that this would be unofficial results because there were some errors in programming. But the mere fact that they tried to hide the error in programming by accessing the servers remotely, it's one wrong compounded by another wrong. And it's a legal issue now.
Okay. This was a pilot test area?
Yes.
Was there a real election going on?
Yes, there was a real
Okay,
election.
okay, malinaw yan,
That was
okay.
a 2008 ARM election.
Okay.
So they did that in 2008.
Okay.
In 2013, they did that again.
Question, before we go to
Okay.
2013. Was COMELEC feeling that napiling na natin to Smartmatic? Let's no-fake the results and fix it so that in short, what am I saying is there was already collusion because they were really bent on making Smartmatic their golden boy.
My guess is as good as yours.
Okay.
In fact, when I had a meeting with, after that election, when I had a meeting with Chairman Melo and the NBank, the instruction that was given to us is, let's not talk about it first because we still have the euphoria of a successful automated election. So I said, I'll toe the line, but it has to be on record.
In short, he doesn't want anybody raining on his parade. That's
Exactly.
what he's saying. Okay,
Oh,
okay. Sige.
And ako, I felt bad kasi sabi ko, sige, let's do it this, but let's put it on record so that in 2009, during the actual bidding,
Yes.
i-surface natin ulit yun.
Yes.
Diba? But we bid actually in 2009.
Okay.
And immediately we were disqualified. No? I think that the first objective at the time is disqualify us.
But did this notation of what happened in 2008 come out in 2009? Was it brought up by COMELEC?
No, it was never brought up by COMELEC.
So they just buried their heads in the sand.
It was, and even PPCRB was informed about this.
And what was the reaction of PPCRB?
It's if I remember right, one of the comments was that this election is bigger than all of us. So let's just wait until the results of the bidding comes out.
What does that mean when you say that the election is bigger than us, considering that you cited a very, very crucial point, that indeed this election is bigger than us, and this should not be allowed to pass.
Exactly. No, but
how did PPCR? I mean, where was their frame of mind?
the messaging actually was very good in terms of how Smartmatic framed it.
Okay.
And COMELEC, no? Because again, I think they have all the resources
Yes.
in terms of the media mileage.
Public relations.
They branded us as a sour graping losing bidder.
Okay.
So ganun yung branding sa amin noon, no?
Oo.
Losing bidder. In fact, I think it was only Aris Rufo.
But that's beside the point, eh.
I know.
They still didn't answer
I know.
this point, diba?
Well, you know what they say, no? I think it was even Attorney Lunao said that if they have a good issue, they'll tackle the issue. If not, they'll bang on the table. Ganun yung ginawa ng Smartmatic and COMELEC at the time, no? They branded us as losing bidders. In fact, at a certain point, they said that we were election saboteurs.
What was the, I don't know, I don't want to use the word the relationship, but what's in it for PPCRB? They're supposed to be, the guardians of a clean, honest election. So,
Well, to be honest, I really don't know.
I don't want to say they're in bed with COMELEC, but I mean, why?
During the last JCOC meeting,
Okay.
it was a little bit alarming that, number one, Attorney Howie Calleja
Yeah.
mentioned that they have attended all the biddings
Uh-huh.
and they manifested to the JCOC that all the bidding process was fair.
Okay.
We do have records that not all the bidding activities were attended to by PPCRB. That's
Okay.
one. And second, there were a lot of issues in the bidding.
Okay.
So how could PPCRB as the watchdog, as an objective watchdog, actually say that the bidding process was fair and transparent?
Uh-huh.
And they were actually even the ones that manifested during that JCOC meeting for COMELEC to start leasing the 70,977 PICOS machines.
Is there a cohabitation process in terms of you scratch my back, I scratch your back?
We don't know.
We'll support COMELEC, but COMELEC, hey, we're going to be the next guy that you're going to accredit in the next election because there's somebody else.
Well, what I know was that there was a time, I think it was in 2010, that PPCRB was very adamant about not allowing NAMFREL to be part of the election process. No? And for me, that's a red flag. In an election process, everybody should be helping each other.
Leo, I'll ask you this question. Is it the leadership of PPCRB that's bringing the car into the wrong direction? Or
I think it's the leadership.
It's the
I
leadership.
think
The
it's
car is
leadership.
fine. That's what we're saying.
PPCRB as an organization, I think, serves its purpose.
Okay.
Similar to NAMFREL.
Okay.
But I think it has been subverted already by some objectives we really don't know.
Okay. So at least we made that very clear. Now, this is part of our call, perhaps,
Yes.
in a very subtle way. We're saying there has to be a leadership change in PPCRB.
In fact, some of the bishops already are even questioning the motives and the actuations of PPCRB as an organization because they still carry the parish pastoral council name, no?
Which is where the credibility comes from.
Exactly.
We're going to pause for a few reminders and when we come back, gusto natin malaman, what is it? Kumikita ba ang PPCRB? Hindi naman siguro. So, there must be some socio-cultural dimension to this kind of a relationship between COMELEC and PPCRB. I don't know, we cannot see it, but maybe somebody should look into this when we return.